All right, so at the top here it says to solve an equation. To solve an equation, we will use the opposite operation. So the first question there says, what's the opposite of addition? Subtraction, good. So we're going to write subtraction in right here. And then the next question, well, it says, what's the opposite of subtraction? That's addition. And then the next part says, what you do to one side of the equation, yep. You must do to the, yep, other side. All right, so that statement says what you do to one side of the equation, you must do to the other side of the equation. So you do the same thing on both sides. So let's try the first two examples. All right, so we want to solve for the variable. That means we want to get the variable all by itself, okay? So on the left-hand side of that equal sign, we want just y by itself. So what is, let's see, that says y minus 8. So what's the opposite of subtracting 8? Yeah, so we're going to add 8 on both sides. And then these are going to cancel out and make 0. All right, negative 8 plus 8, that's 0. So if you kind of thought of this thing having two sides here, on the left-hand side now you have y plus 0. Well, that's just y. And then on the right-hand side, you have 24 plus 8. Yep, 32. And that's it. So these start out pretty simple. Now, if you want to check your answer, you just plug the 32 back into the original equation. So all of these, when we take a quiz, if you finish early, you can, either in your head or with a calculator, you just plug your solutions in for the variables and see if they make true statements. So for example, on this one, if you put the 32 in right here, so you replace the y with 32, so 32 minus 8, does that equal 24? Yeah. So, you got that one right. So you should be able to grade your own quiz if you finish early enough to check your answers. All right, let's try the next one. So again, we're trying to get the m all by itself on the left-hand side of that equal sign. So right now we have m plus 17. So what's the opposite of adding 17? Yep. So we're going to subtract 17 because we want to get the m all by itself. And then these cancel out again and make 0. So all I have left on the left-hand side of the equal sign then is just m. And on the right, I've got 33 minus 17. 16. And there you go. There's your second one. And again, if you want to check it, again, do it in your head or on the calculator. You just plug 16 in right here for m. So replace m with 16. You get 16 plus 17. Yeah, that would equal 33. So that would check. And then I think there's a couple more. So this time we want to get the z all by itself. So we've got to get rid of that minus 7/16 on the right-hand side. So what's the opposite of subtracting 7/16? Yeah, adding. So we're going to add 7/16 on both sides. Again, we're trying to get the z by itself. So we're going to add 7/16 on this side. And then we're going to add 7 over 16 on this side. And then, again, these are going to cancel out right here. That's 0. Negative 7/16 plus 7/16 is 0. So all we have left on the right-hand side of the equal sign then is just z, which is what we want. And then on the left-hand side, well, they were nice to you here. You got a common denominator already, right? So you're adding 5/16 plus 7/16. So then your common denominator is 16, so you keep that. And then you just add the numerators. So 5 plus 7, that's 12. But then you should try to reduce that fraction.
3, 4, 6, 3.
Yep. So you could divide the numerator by 4 and divide the denominator by 4. So if you do that, you get 12 divided by 4 is 3. 16 divided by 4 is 4. So you get 3/4. Then we got one more. So again, this time the variable's on the right-hand side again. So right now we've got t plus 1.8. So what do I do? What's that? What's the opposite of if I've got t plus 1.8, what do I do? Pardon me? I can't hear with this fan running back here. Subtract what? Yeah, subtract 1.8. Yeah. I got t plus 1.8. I want to get rid of that positive 1.8 there, so I'm going to subtract 1.8 on both sides. So we're going to subtract 1.8 on this side, subtract 1.8 on this side. Again, these will cancel out, make 0. So all I have left on the right-hand side now is just t. And on the left-hand side, I got 4.2 minus 1.8. So let's see, that'd be 2.4? I think that's right, isn't it? So that'd be, yeah. We got another one? We just got a word problem at the bottom there. Oh, let's fill this other blank in though real quick. It says to check your answers. Well, I've been saying that all along, right? So you just plug your solution back into the original equation for the variable, and you see if the statement is true. So if you get a true statement when you replace the variable with your solution in the original equation, if you get a true statement, then you know you got it right. If you plug the solution back in for the variable and you get a false statement, then you made a mistake somewhere. All right, and then we got one word problem here. All right, see, what do we got here? So it says the population of a town decreased by 275 down to a population of 850. Find the original population. So let's see, what should we do? So let's use for the population here, what variable should we use? P, good. P. And then we've got decreased, so what operation is that? Good, subtraction. And it decreased by 275, so we put the 275 in right here. And that's got to be equal to the current population after the decrease, which is 850. So there's the 850 right there. All right, so then we're trying to get P by itself. So how do I get rid of that minus 275? Go on.
Add 275.
Good. Yeah, so we're just going to add 275 on both sides. Again, these cancel out and make 0. So then all I have left on the left-hand side is just P. And that's going to equal 850 plus 275, which is, what is that? 1,125? That's it. That's not a decimal point, that's a comma there. Yeah, so you get 1,125. You guys got any questions so far? Now we're actually going to do 2 sections today, so let me stop this recording And then I'm gonna give you like 14 problems to do, and then we'll go over them real quick, or I'll do a check, and then we'll add the rest of this on.